solutions. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize before participating in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the K&TK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeit. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
In every office, there's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Cobble Chevrolet GMC, and we wanted to give a special shout out to all of our great customers, thanking you all for a record-setting year in 2024. Now let's get the new year rolling with some big savings. Right now at Cobble, we have some of the biggest discounts in the area with over $12,000 off list price or 0% APR on select new models. So stop on in the dealership or hit us up online at cobblecars.com to get true low country overhead in action. $12,000 off list or 0% APR right now at Cobble. So please stop on in or visit us at cobblecars.com. You'll be glad you did.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is the Power Hour with 2-time national champion Todd Uhlir. Powered by Window World of Lincoln and Set the Bar Subs on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right. Welcome to the Power Hour. I'm Todd Uhlir, coming to you from Norfolk, Nebraska. Believe it or not, I'm finally at my home base this week. I've been on the road the last couple. I was in Arizona last week. Week before, I was at a wrestling tournament. I've been all over the place. So it's awesome. I love that the technology lets me come from anywhere. You can see I got a little sun in Arizona. It was kind of nice. So I brought the nice weather with me, so you guys can all thank me for that. It was for all the Arizona people. I was down there, it was 60 degrees and they were freezing, and I'm actually in the pool. I'm like, and everybody thought I was crazy, and I'm like, this is hot. So it was like 60 degrees there. So I came back and it hit 60 degrees this last week. So obviously a lot has happened since last Saturday. I know we talked about the NFL playoffs last Saturday, and I think I made my predictions, and they came true. So we got another Kansas City Chiefs, Philadelphia Eagles, which everybody is, you either love the Chiefs like myself. I've been a Chiefs fan since Marcus Allen got traded. I got to look back and see what year that was. I was a Marcus Allen fan growing up, and he played for the Raiders. So I love the Raiders. I actually still have the old plastic Raiders helmet somewhere. It's probably in a storage shed at this point, but I should probably find that, because they just don't make them like that anymore. Jackson, you're probably not even old enough to know what I'm talking about.
No, I am not.
So I had 4 brothers, Jackson. So 2 older, 2 younger. We all like different teams. And one Christmas, we all got football helmets. It was the worst decision I think my parents ever made, because these helmets were too big for us, but we tried to kill each other anyway. And they just had the 2, like they're the quarterback helmets, right?
Oh yeah, just
like the 2 little bars, the old like we're talking Terry Bradshaw time. We're talking like 1980.
Okay.
I think I was 5 years old when I got my Raiders helmet, because I was Marcus Allen. fan. It probably was a little later than that. I think he won the 82 Heisman. I can't remember what year he won the Heisman. So it might have been 85. I might have been 10. I don't know. I'm 50 now, so I forget a lot of stuff. So huge market. I wanted to be like Marcus Allen. I was a running back in high school. I was a running back at Nebraska, and obviously didn't make Marcus Allen type of moves, but I was always liked him. And then he got traded to the Chiefs, so I ended up being a Chiefs fan, and I've been a Chiefs fan ever since. So we went through some really, really bad years, maybe not as bad as the Browns, but pretty close at times. And we always seemed like we couldn't get over the bubble and just struggled. And now, we're going for a three-peat. It's never been done. First time in history that a, two-time Super Bowl winner is now into a third Super Bowl and has a chance to go for a three-peat, right? So chance to make history. And according to, all the haters, it's all because of the refs, not because we're any good. It's just the refs give us everything. And that's cool because honestly, I felt the same way about Tom Brady. So I get it. Like, I was not one of my good friends, Russ Hochstein, blocked for Tom Brady. He was on that, on a couple of his Super Bowl teams. And I still didn't like the Patriots. I went out to a couple Patriots games because of Russ. So got to meet some of the players and that kind of stuff. So, but I still didn't like the Patriots. I literally the Patriots were playing the Ravens. I wore a Ravens jersey to the game because I didn't. And Russ, a Patriot player, got me the tickets. Now I paid for the tickets, so I felt like it's okay that I can wear. And I would never ever get a Ravens jersey, but the only reason I did is because the Chiefs were so bad, and I wanted the Ravens to beat the Patriots, and they didn't. They didn't win that game. But it's cool to go see some of those stadiums, and I've been in quite a few stadiums. It's a lot of fun to just be in different atmospheres and see. Boston fans, like, it's crazy. They're a little crazier. I have not been to a New York game, although there's no reason to go to a Giants or a Jets game at this point until they get a little bit better. So I don't want to go when they're all booing and that kind of stuff. I want it when they're contending, and it's, I would love to go to a Giants Eagles game and like the division's on the line or something like that. That would be awesome. Jets Miami, that would be, or Jets, potentially that division on the line. I would go to that game. I'm not just going to go to a Jets game to go to a Jets game because they're, that wouldn't be, you wouldn't get the real experience, So been to some big games, and obviously Super Bowl coming up next Sunday, right? Yeah,
next Sunday.
I hate the two week break. I just think it's forever.
It's too long in between the conference championship. It's
and I get it. I mean, but at the same point, it's like they're doing this newfangled Pro Bowl stuff. I caught just maybe 10 minutes. I took my daughter and her boyfriend out to eat Thursday night, and it had it on the TV. They were doing I don't know, they were playing dodgeball. That's the only part I saw. I'm like, I don't know. Like, I'm sure it's fun for the guys, and probably fun for the fans to have that experience that are able to get there and be around it. But and I'm not for a Pro Bowl game either. Like, you're making too much money to go put your body on the line in a Pro Bowl to get hurt and then be out for the rest of another season. So, it's not, Major League Baseball absolutely love, the All-Star game. That's, but most of those guys aren't going to be hitting each other, and they take it pretty, I wouldn't say, they take it seriously, but they, know kind of, we're not going to go 100% all out at each other. Where if you play like that in football, like if you try to slow down in football, that's when you get hurt. Like, I was always told that growing up, like the second you try to take it easy, that's when you get hurt. That's when I got hurt. I was in a scrimmage at Nebraska. It was spring of 95. Yeah, spring ball in 95. We had a live scrimmage, and I kind of ran into the pile and was probably should have been running a little bit harder, but there was really nowhere to go, and that's when I got hurt, right? So if I probably would have just been kept pumping my legs, might not get hurt. So learn that one firsthand. Go hard all the time. Best way to not get hurt. It's football. If you play football, you will get hurt at some point. You'll hurt a finger, you'll hurt an ankle, you'll hurt a knee, you'll hurt a shoulder. I blew my shoulder out, and that was the first injury. I got hit from behind. Still remember the guy, Larry Arnold. He lives down in Phoenix. He's a personal trainer like myself now. Hit me from behind. He wasn't trying to hurt me. He was just trying to tackle me, knocked my shoulder out. I hit the turf, popped it back in. That's some pain. Let me tell you, it was on fire, but got up, finished the scrimmage, and, went on that spring game, had an 89-yard touchdown run that kind of secured my spot on the 95 team at 4th-string running back with the Mon Green coming in behind me, believe it or not.
Behind you. That's great.
I was ahead of Mon Green on the depth chart for a wee bit. Just a wee bit. And then I ended up getting hurt in 2 days, absolutely tearing it out. I, once again, remember it vividly. Little counter sweep, step, turn. There's Luther Harden. Boom, stiff arm him and go upfield. And I went that way, and he went the other way with my arm. And I laid on the turf there in Memorial Stadium for a long time. I didn't know that was going to, that was not my last play. I still tried to play, but it was my last significant play on Memorial Field, right? So you just don't know when it's going to come to an end. I did try to practice a couple more times. They didn't take me the next week on the road game to Michigan State. So I said, hey, let's just get surgery and I'll recover and I'll be back in spring of 96. And unfortunately I wasn't back in the spring of 96, because it just, the injury. Dr. Claire, God rest his soul now, he's great doctor. He's like, Todd, you can go play football again, but if you ever want to play catch with your kids, I suggest you don't. Right. And those are pretty harsh words to hear as a 19, 20-year-old, when all you've ever dreamed about is playing football. My number one, I can remember 5 years old watching Oklahoma, Nebraska, and on the TV, because it was you're so spoiled, Jackson, growing up. We saw 1 or 2 Nebraska games on TV. We had to listen on the radio.
Oh, man.
And we'd crank it up in the garage, and I would be outside with the football, throwing it to myself. And then, we get my brothers involved, and we were actually just trying to run like we were Nebraska. So that's how we did games back then, right? There wasn't a lot on TV, but I remember pretty vividly the first Oklahoma-Nebraska game I can remember. We beat them. And I'm like, I'm going to play running back at Nebraska, right? So had that goal from 5 years old. And it was just it was my passion, right? And I saw some cool thing. The internet's awesome. I saw a coach talking about, why some kids work harder than others. Some kids obviously are born with more talent than others, but the guys that outwork the talent, and he said it literally comes down to loving the game, right? If you love the game, you will do whatever is required and then some in order to be the best possible version of you. And so many kids, I think today, not necessarily pushed into sports, but they don't love it. My son's at Nebraska right now. He just called me. He just had a great workout. He literally, and I'm like, dude, I'm getting on the radio. I got to go. And he's like, oh, I got to tell you about this workout. I'm like, okay, tell me, that's the thing. I can tell you, my son absolutely loves the workout aspect of football. And I think he does love the game itself, but I've tried to coach him that the game is the game, but everything leading up to the game is what you got to love. You got to love the process. And so many kids love playing the game, but they don't love the process. And that's how you separate yourself. And so, I kind of say the same. I work with hundreds of guys across the United States with my online coaching, and it's similar. Like if you don't learn to love the process, you'll never get to the level that you're capable of, right? And we all have different capabilities, right? Like I was born, like I will never be a horse jockey. I'm 5'10" and 220 pounds. Like the horse jockeys aren't 5'10", 220 pounds, right? Um, but I have a lot of other abilities that, it was pretty funny. I had a good buddy, Sean Harley, on Tuesday posted, "Hey, 45 years old, and I was able to hit 225 for 17." And I have not flat bench pressed in probably 2 to 3 years. It might actually be longer. And he inspired me, and those are guys that I follow on. Like if you see who I follow on social medias, they're guys that are doing better than me. They're guys that I aspire to be like, and he put that out there, and I love the guy. He's an awesome dude, and he owns Rock Solid Supplements, which is we obviously compete with supplements and that kind of stuff, but that's cool. Like I mean, but I was like, I crushed a workout Wednesday morning, and I'm like, man, I feel really really good. I'm gonna see if I can see how many times I can do 225. Right now, I don't know if you know this, Jackson, but if you're a man over the age of 18 and you can bench press 225 one time. One time. Can you do it one time?
I don't really bench a lot when I go to the gym. I'm not gonna lie. So I actually don't know. Probably not, if I had to guess.
If you can do it, if you're a male over the age of 18 and you can bench press 225 one time, you're in the top 1% of all men in the world.
Huh.
It's crazy, right?
That's an interesting statistic.
Yeah, it's crazy. So I warmed up a little bit, and I did the bar for 5, and then I did 95 for 5, and then 135 because I haven't done it in a while, and I just crushed a workout. I'm like, just make sure I feel okay to do this, right? And so I get 185 for 5. I feel pretty. I'm like, man, I'm feeling pretty strong. I haven't done this in a while, so put 225 on. Asked the guy over here, hey, can you give me a spot? And he's like, sure. I said, well, I'm going to do as many as I can. I don't know how many that's going to be. And so I laid down and I ripped off 18. So I beat Sean by 1. I probably could have done a couple more had I tried to hurt myself. I was like, I'm good. I beat Sean by 1. And then, of course, Bobby Bright, who's another guy that I know really well. He did it. He's a power lifter right now. Good guy. He's much younger than Sean and I, because I just turned 50. I think Bobby's maybe still in his 30s. I'm not sure, but he did it 29 times. So, but the most I've ever done it is 36. I did it 36 times. So once you have it, you get once you have it, you kind of have it, right? Like I was pleasantly surprised that I was able to do 18. And it's, they do it in the combine, right? Like,
yeah,
it's something they do in the combine, and it's kind of fun to test yourself. Obviously warm up properly, please. Don't hurt yourself. It's not worth that. Because, I tell my guys all the time that I work with, like, if you get injured doing something, then you can't do stuff. So our goal is to push to a point where, like, hey, I gave it 90 to 95% of my effort. If you're giving 100% all the time, you're going to get injured. And if you're injured, you can't train. And that's the last thing we want to do. So kind of how we roll, kind of my mentality in training is I want to push hard, but I don't necessarily need to kill myself every single time. I'll tell you, I just finished today was 272 weeks in a row. I've hit every single day at least 20 minutes of something. Best decision I made besides probably quitting drinking 20 years ago. But not all of them are crazy. Like today, I walked my dog for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And he loved it, and I loved it. We got to watch the sun come up. It was great. We can do that in February 1st. I remember just a few Februaries ago that every day in February was 0 or below. So it was nice to be able to get out and walk this morning. and enjoy the 35-degree weather.
Yeah.
You know, this is like
Oh, yeah.
nice. You know, I had a sweatshirt on and sweats. That's it. Like, it's great. So, you know, it is about being passionate about the process, right? And I think that's the difference between guys that elevate and guys that stagnate, right? Is that they're trying to hit quick fixes. And I know that because I did it for 20 plus years. I would do the quick fix. I would do the 12-week challenge. I'd do the 6-week challenge. And I'm not saying those things are bad, but the problem is like we didn't address the fact that you still didn't fall in love with the process in that, because you either didn't like the workouts, you didn't like the meal plan, you didn't like the, you know, something in that you got to find your Netflix of fitness is what I call it. So you watch Netflix at all, Jackson?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Big
So
time, this guy.
So you're at work today, right? And
Oh, yeah.
you know, there's a couple new ones that season 2's came out. The Night Agent and
Yep.
and the Recruit.
Yeah,
I
I'm
watched,
I'm excited for the Recruit. I haven't seen any of the Night Agent, but I've been waiting for the Recruit for a
I like
while.
so I watched the first season of the Night Agent. I watched the first season of the Recruit,
Okay.
and then you got to wait, right? You got to wait for the
Oh
second
yeah.
season, right? And you like, so as soon as I got the notification that Night Agent's available, you know, I'm trying to get through my day so I can watch the first
Yeah.
episode of season 2, right? How many times have you been going home from work like, darn it, I got to watch Netflix tonight, right? You don't, right? Like
Oh.
you're excited, and that's how that's how I try to get guys to look at fitness.
Okay.
I don't think there's one specific workout or training progress. I have tons of guys all over that do lots of different things. There's not a cookie cutter plan. You have to find your Netflix of fitness, right? What can you do? I got one guy plays basketball 3 to 4 times a week for like 3 hours. That's his workouts. And when he joined the locker room, he's like, I'm not going to stop playing basketball. I said, why would I want you to stop? Like, you know,
Yeah.
but some trainers out there are like, oh no, you got to follow this training plan or I'm not going to guarantee your results. No, I'll guarantee your results. You're going to get great results if we just get your nutrition set up right.
Yeah.
And he's had phenomenal results. I got another guy down in Kansas City that when he joined, he's like, dude, I box 4 to 6 times a week, sometimes twice on Saturdays at Title Boxing, which I've got to join him now twice at Title
Oh
Boxing. I've
wow.
never done a boxing class before in my life, but I've been in Kansas City. I was in Kansas City 2 weeks ago for the Texans Chiefs game,
Okay.
and I was able to join him at Title Boxing. It was awesome. My son was actually with me for it, so both of us went, and you know, it was intense, and he loves it. And you know, why would I take away his Netflix of fitness, right?
Yeah.
As a coach. So obviously we do a little other stuff with him here and there just to amp up the metabolism. But you guys, like, the key to success in anything, whether it's sports, whether it's fitness, whether it's your job, is you have to be passionate and love the process, right? So I don't know how I got off on that tangent, but I'm pretty passionate about that. If you
Yeah,
can't tell.
absolutely.
So
It's a good analogy. It's a good analogy.
and if you can't, you just once again, I mean, how many Netflix shows have you pulled up and you're like, man, you turn it off, you're like, I'm not gonna. I've
There's
plenty for
so
me,
many.
right? Right. So many that are
So
like, oh,
many.
this sounds good, and then you're like, no,
You get about 10 minutes in, you're like, I don't
yeah,
like this. You
yeah,
turn
this
it
is
off.
just not. Yeah. So it's the same with fitness, right? Like people, I've never done CrossFit, and I never will. Just to be real honest, I'm too
Fair.
competitive. And if I go to a CrossFit gym and do CrossFit, I'm going to absolutely kill myself. And like, I know I
A
will.
lot.
Like, I'm stupid
A lot.
competitive, and it's a sport, right? But some people absolutely thrive in that process, right? And that's awesome. I want everybody to thrive. And so if that's your Netflix of fitness, awesome. I like the assault bike personally. Like, it's been kind of my lifesaver. And to be real honest, the first 6 months, I hated it. But after 6 months, I just kind of fell into a process, and it just worked really well for me. And if you've never been on an assault bike, it's the air bike. You've been on one of those, Jackson? Man, I'm just asking you tons of questions today.
What
Yeah.
what is that?
So it's got handles,
Oh
And
yeah,
it's got a big fan on it. Yeah, it's hard. Right?
Sidelines, get the guys, get them going. Yeah, I've been on one of those.
You've been on one of those. Have you ever been pushed on one of those? Because it'll kill you.
I don't know about that much, but
we used to do like how fast could you do 1 mile? And it sounds pretty simple, right?
Yeah, you're like you just go.
But then you put a competition behind it. So in my old gym before I sold it, we did 1 mile as fast as you could, and we'd time it, and guys would be puking when they finished. And it literally, like, my best time was 2:02, 2 minutes and 2 seconds. The time I did that, I thought I died. Like, we wear heart rate monitors. At 1 minute, I hit 100% max heart rate and went another minute 2 at my max heart rate. I stepped off the bike, I thought that was it. Like, I saw the clouds and the light, and I laid down on the ground. And I'm like, this is it. I can't breathe. I'm done. Like, so that's why I try not. I'm stupid competitive. But we actually had a guy that did it in 1:47.
Oh wow.
Insane.
Oh wow.
He puked 4 times afterwards.
Yeah.
Pretty crazy. So, but yeah. All right. So this is the first segment. We need to go to break, probably, right?
Oh yeah, it's about time.
So welcome to the Power Out first segment. We'll come back. We'll talk a little more football. We'll talk a little maybe more training. But excited. Thanks for joining us here. We're sponsored by Window World of Lincoln, Set the Bar Sups, and when we come back, let's talk a little Super Bowl. So we'll be back after these messages here on 93.7 The Ticket.
Choose the best flooring for you, your family, and your budget. We eliminate the confusion. Even better, you'll be enjoying your new flooring much sooner. No 6 or 8 week waits. We'll install right away and save you money on installation. Floor shopping made easy every day at O Street Carpet. O Street Carpet. 1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
Rosie Sports Bar and Grill. Open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road.
Ever wonder what it's like to work for a company that actually cares? At Lincoln Industries, they're revolutionizing local manufacturing while taking care of their most valuable asset, their people. When you join their team, you'll enjoy comprehensive health coverage, wellness initiatives that work around your life, and benefits that show they're serious about your future. Plus, you'll be a part of a proud manufacturing tradition right here in the community. Don't just take their word for it. Visit LincolnIndustries.com to see all their current opportunities and find out why their people love calling Lincoln Industries home.
Hey everyone, Lance here with Black Label. We specialize in creating custom crafted decks, pergolas, patio covers, and more. Plus, our retractable screens, gazebos, and patio enclosures create the ultimate outdoor retreat. With over 50 years of combined experience, we're not just builders, we're creators of unforgettable memories.
Call them today at 402-730-6333 or visit blacklabelbuilt.com for a free consultation.
Let's turn your backyard dreams into reality.
Black Label Built, built to serve, built to last.
Hi everyone, Kendall Warnock, A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. The last few years have been wild, but we've been here for you through all the ups and downs, and we'll be here for you when you need us the most, for all your travels and for your day-to-day driving. With winter conditions causing problems all over town, the last thing anyone needs this year is constant car troubles. Let us help you drive in peace and make sure you drive to work and to winter destinations safe. A1 Automotive, 11th and L Street downtown, always honest answers.
Hey volleybalfans, this is Laura Dijkema, national player of the Netherlands and now the setter on Omaha's newest professional team, Love Omaha Volleyball. League volleyball is bringing the heat this year. Don't miss your chance to see Olympians, national players and national champions right here in Omaha from now through April. We can't wait to see you cheering for us in the stands. Visit lovboma.com to buy single match tickets to see me and Love Omaha Volleyball in action. Go Big Green!
When you need a new water heater, nothing beats the ProLine family of water heaters from A.O. Smith. ProLine models are built using commercial-grade components, meaning they're built to help you tackle your toughest days. No matter if you need a gas or electric model, A.O. Smith has a ProLine unit for you. A.O. Smith, innovation has a name. Call Patriot Plumbing at 402-464-7411 for a great deal on a water heater today. Again, that's 402-464-7411.
Lane's Cover Crop is your one-stop seed shop. Call us now for spring and summer forages, CRP mixes, and fall cover crop blends. We do farm-specific consulting for practical and efficient seed blends to fit your geography and goals. With a very diverse inventory, we will tailor a blend just for you. We're also looking for contract growers, and we buy and sell rye. Find us online at plainscovercrop.com. Timeless agronomy practices paired with modern technology. East Highway 20 in Orchard and across Nebraska.
If you're in Seward or Milford, listen up. Select Plumbing is now servicing your area with no trip charges from Lincoln. Select Plumbing works on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate, 402-560-6197. It's not just Lincoln, Waverly, and the surrounding area anymore. It's also Seward and Milford with no trip charges. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
At Farm Bureau Financial Services, we strive to provide you with the right coverages for all your insurance needs by taking the time to meet with you and review what coverages best fit your needs. So whether you're in the market for home, auto, farm, business, life, or a combination of any of these coverages, we can help with making sure you, your family, or your business have the right coverage based on your individual needs. If you would like to review your insurance needs, please contact Ben Spurt with Farm Bureau Financial Services at 402-217-9945 or through email at ben.spurt@fbfs.com.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize before participating in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the K&TK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeit. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Back to the Power Hour with Todd Uhlir on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, we're back here on 93.7 The Ticket. This is the Power Hour. I'm your host, Todd Uhlir. I'm here with Jackson. Something happened the other night. What night was it? Was it Wednesday night? We were playing Nebraska basketball, playing Illinois. Was it Wednesday? Yeah, Wednesday night. I can't remember, man. I'm all over the place. Been traveling. So we beat Illinois. Pretty awesome. We needed that win. It looked like we were going to, we were in a really bad spot if we can't win some of these games coming up to get into the tournament. So we still got a long road to go in basketball. But that was definitely helped. But what I thought was cool as being a football player is that they had the football players come out for halftime and do a dunk contest.
Oh yeah, second annual.
So it was pretty cool. Heinrich Harburg ends up winning it with a pretty sweet dunk. But have you personally met Emmett Johnson?
I haven't met Emmett Smith, but as a Cowboys fan, I'd love to meet Emmett Smith.
Yeah.
But
Emmett Johnson and Emmett Smith are about the same height. Right?
Oh yeah,
he's not a very tall dude. That guy got up and dunked.
He got up.
Pretty cool. So it was fun to watch those guys dunk. Connor Shutt, local homegrown Wahoo kid, got a pretty good dunk in. And obviously Harburg is from Kearney Catholic. Yeah. Those guys played in C2, same division as Battle Creek, where my son went. My son had a little hammy issue right before going back to winter conditioning. And I don't think he can dunk like that. He's got pretty good ups. I think he dunked as a freshman, which beat me because I never did dunk, but he's also like 3 or 4 inches taller than me. And he had a better strength coach. So
there you go.
I think he has like a 36-inch vertical, which I never got to. So he can get up, but he didn't ever play basketball. He was a wrestler, but didn't get to wrestle in high school because he was always rehabbing in a surgery or a major injury. So he never got to wrestle in high school or play basketball, which he would have loved to do because he just loves all sports. But it was fun to watch those guys dunk, and it's pretty crazy how athletic those guys are, and to see Emmett Johnson that was probably my highlight, was the fact that, like, I know I'm taller than he is. I've met him a
Yeah.
few different times, and I'm 5'10" with my shoes on, so he's not 5'10".
The year before at the first one, he tried to dunk over Matt Rule.
Yeah.
He got up, he jumped over him, he just couldn't get it in the hoop.
Couldn't get it in.
But he's got a heck of a vert.
Yeah, he's got some ups for sure. Fun to watch that, and fun to see Nebraska basketball win over a ranked opponent. I think Illinois was ranked 18th.
Yep.
So, like I said, they started out so hot, 12-2, and it's just kind of struggled here as of late. And so maybe now we're on the right path to get to the tournament. We'll see. We got a long ways to go to get there, but obviously as a Husker fan, you want to see all sports do well. So hopefully Fred can get them going over there and they can start a little run here. But they got all ranked opponents. I mean, Big Ten's not easy. Whether it's basketball, whether it's football, whether it's volleyball. I mean, the Big Ten is chocked full of talent everywhere you go in every sport. I think our bowling team is doing pretty good though.
Oh yeah, our bowling team's been pretty good for some years now.
Yeah, so we always got that to fall back on if we have to. So pretty interested too. Baseball's coming up. It's going to be really interesting to see how the team does there. Coming back, being the Big Ten tourney champs, and making a little run in the postseason last year, and seeing how did we get better? Are we able to elevate? What's going on in the baseball program? I know several kids in the program that Trent, my son, played baseball with on elite teams, and so it'll be fun to see how they get into the mix this spring. I'm excited for that. So Trent played pretty elite baseball. He could have probably played baseball in college if he wanted to, but so yeah, it'll be fun to see that and those guys. And it's just fun to see kids you played with, right? I think his 8th grade, the summer after 8th grade, he played on the Omaha. Oh, what were they called? Can't think of it right now. But that team, every single kid there was 12 kids on his team. Every single kid went Division I off that team.
Wow.
And one of them got drafted.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was a pretty. And the coaches said every kid on this team will go Division I. Trent went Division I in football. I think everybody else went baseball. Might have been one other kid went to Holy Cross for football. He was a Elkhorn South quarterback and a really good baseball player, and he went to Holy Cross for football. So 2 of them play football, 10 of them baseball, and 1 of them got drafted. It was a pretty fun team to be on.
That's a pretty good team.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. But yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see how. And once again, we played against a lot of Trent played on an Oklahoma team the year before that. And I mean, when we played Colorado, one of the kids that he played with in baseball from Oklahoma was on the Colorado team.
Oh man.
So it's just fun to kind of see all these kids that you played with at other places and doing cool things. And it's a lot of fun to follow all those kids as they're progressing through college. And we'll hopefully see Cale Fountain got drafted by the San Diego Padres.
Okay.
So I think he was number 55. I think 55 draft number. So he signed a deal, and he's so he'll be going to training camp here soon. And it's pretty crazy to think, that Trent was on the same team as that guy in 8th grade. A lot of fun to just follow that and see how it goes and all those things. And currently right now I'm missing my daughter's wrestling meet. She's a senior in high school. I've talked a lot on this show about girls high school wrestling here in Nebraska. And what an awesome thing it is, and how it's really progressed over at least the last 3 years that I've been following it since my daughter started wrestling. But yeah, I think my brother just texted me. Let's see. Hopefully she won. Oh no, she's on deck, I think. So she's up. So we'll see. I'm missing that for the show. But as soon as this is done, I'm headed down there. So,
Yeah, there you go.
but she's 36-7. Her team this past week competed at the state duels. They got 4th place. So it was pretty awesome experience. It's the first ever girls high school state duels tournament.
Oh, that's awesome.
So they almost upset the number 1 seed in the semifinals, but just fell a little short.
Oh.
We had 4 open weights, so we're giving away 24 points right there, just being open. And we lost 42-36, I believe. So we lost by 6 points to the number 1 seed. So we just needed a couple more girls.
Yeah.
We would have had it. And unfortunately, we had 2 girls at the weight, but their family moved last week.
Oh.
So it was tough. And then we ended up losing.
Timing.
Yeah, we ended up losing to Pierce for 3rd and 4th, and we had just beat Pierce with those 2 girls on the team, and we ended up losing to Pierce, I think 42-39 with 4 open spots. So a lot of fun, and big shout out to high school girls wrestling, all of the coaches, all of the people that have put time into this. The NSAA, I can't tell you how it's changed my daughter's life for the better. It has been an absolute godsend for her to be able to compete in a sport. And with a team, I know a lot of people don't think wrestling is a team sport, but it really is. You have to go in and you have to love the process of practice, right?
Oh yeah.
And if you don't have good teammates that want to work hard in practice, you're not gonna show up on meet day prepared, right? There's a lot of good girls wrestling. If you haven't gone to a girls wrestling tournament, state districts is this next Friday and Saturday. I'll be in Bayard, Nebraska. Have you ever heard of Bayard, Jackson?
I've heard of it. I can tell you where it is, but I have heard that name.
It's 6 hours west of myself, so we got a 6-hour drive from Norfolk to Bayard. She wrestles Friday and Saturday for districts to qualify for state. The NSAA decided that there will be a girls' state tournament and separate from the boys. They'd always been together. So we will have state wrestling Tuesday and Wednesday. What's the date? It's February 18th and 19th will be the girls' state wrestling meet in Omaha.
Oh, wow.
If you haven't seen girls wrestling, I highly suggest to come check out girls' state wrestling if you have an opportunity, people. It is elevated to they're scrappy. And then they cry if they lose, which, you always tell the boys, don't cry if you lose. But like these girls emotionally, it's crazy to watch. They're tough. They go till the end. It's so much fun to watch. And just see, like 3 years ago, it wasn't that way. Like it was like, oh, got pinned, move on. Like now they're battling. It's a lot of fun. And I think I may be biased because my daughter wrestles, but I think it's more fun to watch than the boys wrestling because nobody's ever really out of it. It seems like there's a few girls that dominate, like absolutely dominate. The Utan girls, crazy dominant. I think one of them just hit her 150th pin in her career. And I know, shout out to Ryan Stussy at Battle Creek. He had his 125th pin of his career, and he leads that's the Battle Creek record.
Wow.
With 125, and this girl has 150, and that happened like 3 or 4 weeks ago.
Man.
Like she's dominant. So there is a few of those girls out there that absolutely dominate, but not very many. And it just always seems like you're never out of it. Like we literally against Pierce the other day got a takedown with 2 seconds left to win the match. It's so much fun. And Battle Creek boys went out to Ord yesterday and set records. They scored over 300 points as a team. They had the most people in the finals ever. Kind of crazy. So Battle Creek's doing really, really well, both boys and girls wrestling. So it's been a lot of fun this winter to follow Battle Creek wrestling and both girls and boys. So can't leave the boys out of it.
Oh, yeah.
Battle Creek's actually the defending state champion at the state tournament. They've got a really good opportunity to go back to back. We'd never won one. My senior year, we placed 4th as a team, and that was the highest we'd ever placed up until they won it last year, I believe. They might have placed third one other time, but I think fourth was the highest we'd ever placed as a team. And that was my senior year back in 93. It's a long time. Were you even born, Jackson?
No, I'm 20 years old, right? 20 years old.
Man, so you were born in like 04?
04.
05? Yeah, geez.
04.
You could be my kid. I had a daughter, but well, yeah, my daughter was born in 1995. I had another one in 2000, and my son was born in 05. So, and then my youngest is born in 07. So you could be my kid. Probably lucky you're not. You'd be. We work hard in this family, man. My garage is our gym. Like you can't get out. You can't get out of workouts, bro, at all. So, all right, I think we got to probably take another break here, and we'll come back with the last segment. We'll finish up. Yeah, I went off on a tangent there. I love going off on tangents. So it's my show. I get to do what I want, right?
Yeah,
Jackson?
exactly.
So, all right, we'll be back with the Power Hour for our last segment. Finish up here on 93.7 The Ticket.
February is American Heart Month, the perfect time to focus on your health. Even a small change can make a big impact on your heart health. Try adding a vegetable to your dinner or a no-salt seasoning. Looking for support in making these small changes? Join a healthy living program to learn about healthy lifestyle changes with a supportive and encouraging group. Search Chronic Disease Nebraska for more information. Paid for by Nebraska DHHS, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize before participating in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the K&TK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeit. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Why are some people more successful? Is it talent and determination, or did they recognize an opportunity? Discover a career that lets you help families reach their financial goals as you build lasting professional relationships, one with unlimited income potential. From Modern Woodman, a leading fraternal financial services provider.
I'm Modern Woodman Regional Director Sean Erickson. Call me at 402-483-6515 to learn about career opportunities.
Modern Woodman of America, touching lives, securing futures.
What's it take to be a mentor with big brothers, big sisters? It takes 30 minutes and a cup of coffee. A video game, best 2 out of 3. It takes sharing thumbs up emojis, clapping emojis, and loaded nachos at halftime. That's how you make an impact on a young kid's life. So go on, share a few hours a month, because mentorship may sound huge, but the truth is, it takes little to be big. To learn more, volunteer, or donate, go to BeBigNow.org.
A new year means it's time to try new things. If you haven't tried Fierce Cheese Spread yet, the time is now. For the days you don't want to go to the gym, don't worry. Fierce Cheese Spread is there to cheer you up. And for the days you do get to the gym, why not celebrate when you get back with the best dip around? Get to your local grocery store today and load up on Fierce Cheese Spread. No event or party is complete without it on your table.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Shopping for new flooring is different today. Getting your questions answered, making the right selection, getting the best value, and installed quickly and professionally. Visit ostreetcarpet.com or shop our store. We'll answer all your questions and help you make the right choice. You'll be enjoying your new floor in just days for less than you'd pay elsewhere. Carpet, vinyl, wood, laminate, tile, and area rugs. We've got it all.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
Step into healing at Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery. Our team of top-notch medical professionals turns pain into progress with state-of-the-art treatments and compassionate care. Visit prairieortho.com and discover the difference in quality orthopedic and plastic surgery services tailored to your unique needs. Your health matters, and Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery is dedicated to helping you thrive. Reach your full potential. Embrace a better tomorrow with Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery.
This is Bill Mitchner, Executive Director of Lincoln Lighthouse. Did you know Lighthouse provides multiple programs for students such as one-on-one tutoring and mentoring, as well as pro-social skill exercises, while providing them a nourishing meal and a safe space during all months of the year, even during school breaks. Learn more or contribute to Lighthouse at lincolnlighthouse.org today.
Davis Plumbing has been in business for over 15 years and is currently searching for journeyman plumbers to join their team. Experience is preferred, but not required for all applicants. When you join the team at Davis Plumbing, you'll receive full benefits package with paid time off. Join a small local business doing big things in Lincoln and surrounding areas. Apply today by calling 402-525-6922 or find them on social media. Davis Plumbing, locally owned and operated for over 15 years.
In every office, there's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe. Back to the Power Hour with Todd Uhlir on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, we're in the final stretch of the Power Hour, but we're not going to slow down. It's time to get after it here. What do we got left? I don't want to do a prediction yet of the Super Bowl because we'll do that next Saturday. So what do we got coming up? We got girls district wrestling next week. I believe it is boys state duels as well, so it should be fun. What's something we can predict, Jackson? I wasn't very prepared. I'm not an NBA guy. I don't watch the NBA. I watch.
NBA. Do you watch like the WWE wrestling?
No, I never really got it. I know. DP watches a lot of that. I listen to some of his shows.
Yeah,
they talk.
They got
about
a big event today. That's why I was asking.
Do they? What's going on today?
They got the Royal Rumble is today.
Oh, the Royal Rumble. I've watched some of it. I've just never really got into it.
I'm a big WWE guy, so
Right.
as soon as we get off air, I'm heading home, getting ready for that show later tonight. And
So how does the Royal Rumble work? I don't think I've ever even really watched one.
yeah, so basically the Royal
Do they
Rumble.
bring guys in?
Yeah,
And, like,
so
the last guy
it's,
standing, right? Is that
so the winners of both the men's and the women's Royal Rumble get a match for the championship in like the main event of WrestleMania, which is like their Super Bowl for professional wrestling. So
I kind of stopped watching. I was a Hulk Hogan fan and watched a little bit.
Yeah.
That's the early, like it's completely different now. Probably, but the Ultimate Warrior, I always wanted to look like him.
Oh, yeah.
I'm still trying to chase that at 50. Like I want to look like the Ultimate Warrior, but he was a freak.
Yeah.
So the Royal Rumble that's going on tonight.
Yeah, it's 5 p.m. I think is when it starts.
5 p.m. And how long will it take? Is it 20 guys? 20
It's
gals?
30. It's 30.
30.
It starts with 2 come out, and then every 90 seconds somebody comes in, and then it doesn't stop until there's one person remaining after throwing everybody over the top rope.
You got to go over the top rope.
It's a fun event because there's like surprise guys that come in. It's my personal favorite like wrestling event of the year. So
they say that the NFL is scripted. If you listen to some of the once again, I played football. Pretty hard to script football, I think.
Yeah.
Obviously, wrestling is entertainment,
Yes.
but they are freak athletes.
Mm-hmm.
No doubt about it. I will give them their credit, that they work out, they train hard, they do some crazy to jump off the top rope, cage matches, hit each other with chairs, tables, breaking stuff. I don't know how they don't die. But so do you think they already know who's winning the Royal Rumble?
It's usually it depends. Sometimes you'll see in the documentaries after that the booking decision wasn't made until about an hour before the match. But I think they have an idea of what they're writing and what they've been building towards for the past however many months coming into the Royal Rumble. But they try to give you different avenues so you don't really know But there's always like people that can predict it. Sometimes it's more predictable than others. This one, it's not as predictable. Last year's it was a little bit more predictable.
So, who is the current WWE champion?
So there's two titles now. For the men's, it is Gunther and Cody Rhodes.
Okay. Why is there two titles?
So they have the heavyweight championship and then the undisputed championship. So they have it on both brands of Raw and SmackDown, which are the shows that Raw's now on Netflix and SmackDown's still on. I think it's USA.
USA. Yeah, it's been on USA for a long time.
Yeah, and obviously Raw made that huge deal and is now on Netflix. So
gotta love the Netflix stuff, getting people to pay
more
money for the sport. So I think most people have Netflix anyway, but it's kind of crazy to me. I did watch the Tyson, what's his name, fight.
Jake Paul.
Yeah, I think Tyson was paid quite a bit of money to not hurt him.
Yeah, I was worried about like how Raw was going to look after that fight, because the broadcasting was a little rough for that one. Yeah. And I was worried about the Christmas games on Netflix for the NFL. But they ended up doing good.
Ended up pretty decent, yeah. I watched obviously the Chiefs played on Christmas on Netflix, I believe.
Yeah.
That secured our division title on that, and our home field advantage. I think we already had the division title, but it secured home field advantage on Christmas. It was a great Christmas present for us Chief fans.
Yeah, there you go.
So all the haters can keep hating. It's all right. I get it. So I mean, it probably was the same way with Nebraska football back in the 90s. It was you either loved us or you hated us, one or the other. I know I felt that way about the Miami teams in 01 through whatever. They made a run. The Buckeyes made a run. Anybody that's winning they're going to come out and try to find how they're cheating, or, I mean, it's obvious Michigan cheated, right? So
yeah, I mean, they're still investigating all of that.
Yeah.
So
and we'll never hear the NCAA sweeps that stuff.
Yeah,
Ohio State won this year, so now they're not going to be so hot on Michigan's trail of finding out answers, that kind of stuff.
It's so interesting to me because they just won the national championship, and I think going into next season they could be undefeated, lose to Michigan, and there will still be like 75% of Ohio State fans that think Ryan Day should be fired.
Oh, absolutely.
And there's still some fans that are like, oh, he should still go because they lost to Michigan.
So I have a ton of my clients here in Ohio. I went out to the Ohio State-Nebraska game and met with a bunch of them, went to the game with them. And I mean, when they lost to Michigan, every single one was like, he's got to go. Like, guys. Like
when is Nebraska going to get back to that point when it's like, oh, we won a national championship, man, we haven't beat Iowa.
We haven't beat Iowa. Yeah, it's
just never going to happen. If we're winning a national championship, if I could guarantee a national championship, but we have to lose to Iowa to do it, I'd guarantee it. I would want 1,000%.
100%. I think we're on the right path. I think Rule's doing some really good stuff, and obviously the changes in the offseason. I don't know. Have we heard on that big lineman commit?
He's supposedly, according to On3, is supposed to commit by Sunday night because there's a lot of registration deadlines with the college courses.
Yeah, so we are crystal balled from On3, aren't we? Or we were.
So a Michigan insider and a Nebraska insider, Brian Munson, have predicted him to come to Nebraska. He's taken a few more visits. He was I think he was on Indiana's camp. No,
I know he went to Indiana for sure.
He was trying to get a Michigan visit in, but then that didn't happen. I guess isn't going to happen. So I would expect to hear something about Spindler today, tomorrow.
He's got to get into school, doesn't he?
Because a big part of the reason why a lot of people started hyping it up because he popped up in the UNL like student directory, because they have to put you in the system to be able to register for classes.
Right.
So it doesn't really mean that he's like 100% to Nebraska. I think we're still the front runner, but we'll find out today or tomorrow.
That'll be a big key. And so I think we're moving in the right direction. I think we're going to see a kind of revamped offense, with what we brought in the portal with the receivers and offensive linemen, and then, making sure our defense does its job. So super pumped for this next season and excited about that. And I know they're working hard. My son, I talk to him every day.
Oh yeah,
they're working hard, and this is when champions are made right now in the off season. When you can show up and keep that grind, And I think that's something that Boyd Epley and Coach Osborne were tremendous at, was off-season training and that stuff. And that's why we dominated in the early 90s, mid 90s. So, and even kind of into 2000. Right. So, but yeah, awesome, man. Next week, I'm going to be out in Bayard, Nebraska. Pray for my cell reception. I don't know. It's in the middle of nowhere. I've never been there.
I'd imagine.
So hopefully the school's got some really good Wi-Fi I can use. And so we'll be coming live from Girls State District Wrestling next Saturday morning. And so join us then. Thank you to Set the Bar Sups. Thank you to Winter World Lincoln for being our sponsors. And we'll see you next time here on the Power Hour on 93.7 The Ticket.
At Farm Bureau Financial Services, we strive to provide you with the right coverages for all your insurance needs by taking the time to meet with you and review what coverages best fit your needs. So whether you're in the market for home, auto, farm, business, life, or a combination of any of these coverages, we can help with making sure you, your family, or your business have the right coverage based on your individual needs. If you would like to review your insurance needs, please contact Ben Spurt with Farm Bureau Financial Services at 402-217-9945 or through email at ben.spurt@fbfs.com.